dragons. How do you draw dragons? How to draw dragons? That's a very good question, and I'm actually here to show how you draw or how I draw my dragon and go into the basic stuffs. So things will be colored, like let's say the head will be colored blue. Just so you can see like the thingies, like where like what part is what part. Anyways, let's just begin. Um, because dragons, they're hard to draw. And I recommend you like look at like your favorite artists, whatever. That, like listen to other artists. Listen to like what you prefer yourself because I'm actually really quick gonna post or like one of my OCs up because just to like explain that people have a preference for what kind of dragons and stuff like that and like things are just, dragons. We love dragons. Dragons are awesome. I'll just pull up Dane. But like I said, she's still a dragon, even though she's more cat-like than dragon-like. But she has the wings. She has like 6 limbs, a tail, a dragon-like snout, or whatever. Um, but let's just get into it. We'll just be going into the basic, as I said. So let's start up with red. And I've also linked some other tutorials I have found useful and helpful in the description, so you can check out those and listen to those artists and stuff like that. Anyways, let's begin. And we'll do it in a 3D shape because so you can better understand it. So let's say we have the head here. We have the head. Let's do it like in this angle. It's like the basics, and we have the. Let's just do a basic snout here. Have them smiling, and there's the jaw. That's the other part of the jaw, and the eye would be around here, around there at least, and then you can do whatever eyebrows and whatever. But this is just a basic dragon, and then let's do green for the neck. We have the neck here. We have the neck. And it will taper off into like this kind of shape. I don't really do this shape, but like just so you can basically understand how it works and stuff like that. Let me take some cola break. But this is just to like understand how it works and and let's do a little like little circle thingy, you know, little circle. Like this, kind of like this. It's like around, like here, it's like here where your rib cage, like stuff like that would be in. So it's like it has to be. It actually, if you look at cheetahs, their rib cage are huge because they have to have a lot of lungs. So I think that dragons will also have a big rib cage because they have to fly and stuff. Even birds, like you can see, like they also have like kind of a puffy chest. Like let me draw a little bird. We have birdie here. Bird. Like bird bird will look like this. Bird. Like that. You see like here, that's the chest. It's like a circle, like a big circle. It's big. It's like big chest, big lungs. Well, birds don't have the big lungs, but like they need a place for like okay large lungs. Um, because that's what we see in cheetahs, and sometimes like I will do this, but this is just the basic. So we have the rump or the back or the butt. So that some I do this, but I do this like like have a slighter bigger slope than, for example, Bellstory has, because hers is just a straight line. Wait, a straight line and then that. Actually, now that I think about it, it actually looks better. Let's use that actually. Boop boop boop, and like you can also do this because like it will connect here, so straight line and boom. And then you do that and it's a circle. Like it'll connect here because our angle is like that. So, and also you can like let's say your dragon is thinner, you can do that. Or your dragon is thicker, you can do this. Like or like more chunky or chunkster. And now the legs. Oh, the legs. They have a formula which is a lightning bolt. Lightning bolt. This is the back leg. Let me look at back leg. So and let's use yellow because we have the fire. Okay, let me actually make that yellow a little bit. What's it called? A little bit, darker. We have the thigh here. The knee would be here, right? And then we have a another. I don't know what this is called. And then we have ankle. That's where sometimes on Wings of Fire dragons the spike will be. Um, or if you have a furry dragon, you will have it like that. But we're just drawing a simple dragon, so we don't need that. And then we have a little square and then a paw-like shape. This is the back leg, and you can, if you're wanting to, you can just do this and this, and then you have it bent. And then of course you're gonna bend this in this way, for example. I know this look weird, but like that is what happens when you bend it like that. And now the front leg is also a lightning bolt, but it's different. It's like this. It's not like a more squished lightning bolt. It's a more stretched out lightning bolt. And let's have the same color. So the the shoulder. This is the shoulder blade, and our shoulders go like this. We have the forearm. No, not the forearm. We have the back arm here, and then the forearm, and then hand. I know that's an awful hint, but and this is like our shoulder. This is here where it connects. This is our shoulder blade. But because tigers, horses, cats have more prominent shoulder blades, or shoulder plates, so we will have it. Like you draw like a square here, and then you draw a squarish circle, and then you draw another square circle, a cylinder, and then like it's here. I do this so like I like can get the shape. And as spell storage would sometimes just this, um, and lamppost would do this. I prefer the lamppost way, but like the way lamppost does it. But it's your preference. If you want to do this little scoop, you can do that. If you don't want to, that's totally fine too. You do you. I'm not here to tell you what to do, but this is like how this is how I draw dragons. Remember that my way might not be your way. And then a little a little paw thingy, and it's like it's the same like boom. That's more like a horse leg because like, but like you get the point. You get the point. Like it's a it's a lightning bolt, and let's go into the pink. We're starting with the front legs because that makes sense in my head. Some will start with the back legs, but I don't. Um, And sometimes it's also a good idea to like make a little line down here so you know where like kind of where your legs will be. So let's do this. Lightning bolt. And then because it's a 3D object, we will have the others stick out like that. This would be a little bit more backed off. And you know what, and then we could just do this. Like just what we did. So this will be here, and it's also tapering off, but like, and it will be like a little bit bigger, like around here, and so you can also like go into your sketch like here, because like this is of course just a sketch. This is just a sketch, and then your paws or your talons, and you can circle them. I do circles because, you know, this needs to be a little bit, and then your little claws here. And some will have this little thumb, some will not. It really depends on what you want and what type of dragon and whatever you want to do. You do you. You can even give them like griffin paws if you want to. Now taking the back leg, it's like this. Actually, this. Sometimes I really do struggle with it because sometimes I can't figure out and then how like they're drawn, and our little ankle and paw, you know. And sometimes I see people do this. Wait, this needs to be a little further back. Boom. Sometimes I will see people do that, which honestly it makes sense because we see that in dogs, horses, cats. I don't know about cats. I think cats too. Yeah, cats. We see that in all the animals that they have that this little skin connecting, and it's literally just the same. And then you have a paw. Now, our dragon and oh, now our dragon does not have a tail. She's tailless, or he's tailless. Now, how do you draw a tail? Well, we aren't here just to draw tails, are we? Now, tails are easy. You just start here, and boom. And then you do something like in a similar shape and tapers off into a finger point. And there you go. There you have your tail. Now, where's the wings? That's what we're gonna come to now. So, wings, 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 wings. They're like human hands. Think of it like a human hand. We see it in bats too. So, boom, boom, and then whatever, and then hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. And sometimes I will do a little skinny flap here, and some will draw this too, but I prefer not to. And also a little thumb here, and then little skinny flap, and and sometimes you can like do, let's say like you do this, and like just to give like a shape of the wings, like you can draw in, let's say you have this, and you know like depending on which shape wing you want. We're just going with a basic normal wing, so we can so it's easier to understand and easier to draw. We don't need the fancy pantsy stuff yet. Um, if this like helps anybody and this gets a lot of views and stuff like that, I would do a tutorial, let's say for example, on how to draw like your dragon head in perspective, how to draw open mouths, etc., etc. But I have like come to with myself that to draw the wings more anatomically correct. So I'm now beginning like to draw them like back here, because connecting to the shoulder, um, I heard that will not really be able to work. So wings of fire dragons are kind of anatomically incorrect, but you know what? It's fantasy. Everything can work. Even like the mud wings are too small to carry a heavy dragon. Whatever. It's fantasy. You choose. You do you. Whatever. Hold on. Color rate again. you do you. So, and then the thumb, or like the thumb claw, wing claw, whatever it's called. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Next, let me make the wing bigger. And then you do like this, and you can have the wing do this, or to show like the skin that's not fully being stretched, you can do this and have it like this. Now, the dragon wings are like it's like look at your arm and you will like see like it's like an arm. And sometimes I would draw this too small, I know that. But drawing a little bit bigger and boom. And then this. And the other wing you can just boom, it's there. Boom. Dragon. We got a dragon. Now, for like the face, right? Let's just use black because now we have lowered the opacity. Like you can do nostril here and the eye here. Let's make it into a she-dragon because I want a she-dragon. Like you do you and then the ear would like be here. I do this and then scoop. I do a little scoop here and I will do this. Like as you can see, this like looks a lot like how lamppost would draw their use. Because I have picked up on that, but you can also, let's say, draw an ear like this. Wait, no, and connect it and do a little ear flap here. But I don't do that. I do that. And like then we have the horns. Let's just do basic straight horns, like ice wings and stuff like that. And then like I just do this. And if your dragon has like you can draw like that. Like this is your dragon. This is your basic dragon. This is how you this is the basic. This is the basic of the dragon. It's pretty simple. It's what I would like to say it's circles, squares and noodles. Literally. And just to give a more 3D perspective, like the front of the dragon is Jesus, the front of the dragon is here and it goes all the way from here. Like that's how, let's say this is our shading. Then you can shade it like this. You know, like like if you wanted to shade your dragon. And I will like I would use this on I'm really gonna use this on Dane, so let's go back to that size. I'm just gonna weird click with Dane because she has cat ears. So it will be easier like to like also use her. Like legit. It's like a circle, a square-ish, or like, a snout here, chin, and her little fur here, and her ears. Her ears is like this. Now I draw like my ears differently now, but this is just to get the idea. And her little nose horn, her feathers, and even she has like her neck also goes into this, and her boom and tail. And as you can see for the feathers, I use like this like circle shape thingy or like triangle, like just to like to get where her her feathers would be and stuff like that. Now Dane has actual paws, so now like the paw formula would make a little bit more sense because he has a paw. And I will admit when I sometimes trace like things, I will legit like just like sometimes trace the lower half here. because like I can see it's not something I would do. I will not recommend doing that. I will make I would rather like have you like draw from like top and down, because that will make more sense in your head and stuff like that. But this is just to like, of course, like get her shapes, because like she's a little bit different than let's say the wings of fire dragons and the other dragon species I have, except the arrows. But you get my point. You get my point. My point. And also that like this was before I did like the atomic correct ring, so her wings is connected to her shoulder. So got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and boom, 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 and boom, and her little clawy. Now let's see. That is Dane. This is Dane. She's missing her eye. So her eye is, well, she's also missing that part, but her eye is here. This is Dane. You can see this is Dane. And you can legit see, like, we got neck here, chest here, her stomach, her hip, her legs, her front legs and back legs, and her tail. So that's how you draw. You know, that's like the simplest way to draw dragons. The most simplest way to draw dragons. And I honestly hope someone finds this helpful and stuff like that. Now, I will get into a speed paint after this, so I will be talking a little bit more. Okay? Now I'm gonna say goodbye for this section, and I will come back.
I'm just real quick gonna go over this drawing real quick. And on how I draw my dragons and render them and stuff like this. Like here you can like clearly see I used a circle and like a box for the snout and you know like how I block out my dragon. You can see I use like kind of an egg shape and squares and cylinders for like the the arms and hands and talons and stuff like that. And the wings are literally just noodles. And sometimes I would draw them like you would draw a normal hand. And also extra fifth here, how to draw armor. I recommend you like take some references on horse armor or like someone who has like drawn some armor and reference from that. And that can really like give you an invention on how you draw the armor and stuff. And as you can see here, I'm like right into the what's it called? Right into the line art where you can see how I will sometimes will like add things where that is not in my sketch. Sometimes I will have them in my sketch. It depends. It really depends. This one does not have it, and where you can see I'm adding like a few things and a few stuff and stuff like that, like the Skywind scales. And I always start with a gray background thingy for the dragon, and then I block him in. And I use Jazz's watercolors to like I'm just gonna call it the square watercolor to like render and like shade my and lighten my dragons and stuff like that, because I really feel like it gives like off a little like it just gives off a painterly vibe. Also, use some texture brushes for armor. I didn't do in this one. I have done it in a second drawing, but that's Dane signing off. Thank you for watching.